If you ever felt like your life isn't moving, like no matter na o dira eng, you just end up in the same place. This video is for you. And if you're new here, this is Spirit of Pula, the one and only Spirit of Rain. Pula is the name. I want to show you something that might completely change the way we bonangate. Most people think they're stuck because dilo adi change, but that's not true. That's not true. Life is always moving. Life is always moving. Things are always shifting. So right now, what feels stuck is your experiences. That's what feels stuck. Your experiences. And your experience doesn't come from what's happening around you. Doesn't come from what's happening around you. It comes from how you're showing up within it. There's a version of you you've been operating from, a way of thinking, a way of reacting, a way of seeing yourself and the world. And that version is very consistent. So even if your environment changes, you bring the same version of yourself into every situation. And that's how repetition happens. And this is not because, well, life is against you, but this is because you're recreating the same experiences through the same identity. So you can leave a relationship and find yourself in the same dynamics again. You can get a new opportunity right now and still feel that same doubt, still feel that same hesitation, right? You can try something new, something totally new, but respond the same way you always do, the same way you always have. So externally, things look different, but internally, nothing actually shifted. Internally, nothing is changing. Your life doesn't respond to what you want. No, it doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to who you are being. So if you're still being the same version of yourself, you'll keep producing the same patterns, just in different forms. The forms and shapes, they'll look the same, but the pattern is still the same. This is not something you're doing on purpose, but it's what you've become familiar with. Your mind, your body, your soul, they've been conditioned to operate in a certain way. So even when something new is available to you, you unconsciously return to what feels known. You unconsciously return to what feels familiar. Not because it's right, but because it's familiar. And this is where people get it wrong. They try to change their life by forcing the results, forcing the outcomes, without really changing how they think, how they feel, and how they usually respond. But then real change doesn't start outside. Real change doesn't start outside. It starts with how you show up. It starts when you begin to notice the patterns. It starts when you begin to choose differently, even in small moments, responding instead of reacting, saying no to what you used to say yes to, walking away from what you used to tolerate. That's how you break the repetition. That's how you break the pattern. So Khanosi hela nuyana ipotse gore what part of me keeps showing up the same way? Because the moment you start to see it clearly, you're not stuck anymore. You are now aware. And awareness is where everything begins to change because now you have a choice. And if this is your type of vibration, like, subscribe, share because this is Spirit of Pula, the Spirit of Rain. Pula is the name.